Elizabeth. She also condemned the cross-examination of the first witness in the trial, Cheryl Zondi, labeling it secondary victimization.
Our reporter Leigh Paulse caught up with the minister.
To you from outside the Port Elizabeth High Court, where the Omotoso trial has just been adjourned to Thursday to allow the defense advocate Peter Doberman to consult with legal counsel. You would know that he brought an urgent application to have Judge Mandela Makahula recuse himself from the trial, citing that he was biased, citing that he sided with Zondi during her testimony, and he even wished her well before she wrote her exams. Defense advocate Peter Doberman backtracked and went back into that testimony, saying that the judge did not handle that situation correctly and he was not practicing the legal way of not entering and being biased. But with me right now, I do have with me the woman in presidency, Minister Bathabile Dlamini. She has been here since this morning with several other high-ranking ministers and officials, and we're going to be speaking to her about her observation of the Omotoso trial. Thank you so much for joining us, Minister. You've sat in the proceedings this morning. Just take me through, what are some of the things that really concern you with regard to the defense advocate, Peter Doberman, but also the way in which this trial is being handled?
Firstly, I was disappointed by his first presentation of wanting to respond to everyone and trying to ensure that the judge is recused so that they can bring back the young woman. And she wants to kill her inside. He is not satisfied about that. She had to go back to school and write exams. And she could not believe that a young black woman could stand terror the way she did. And that's number one. Number two, that said to me, I'm the only one clever here. Then all of you, because at some stage, spoke on behalf of the judge, on behalf of the prosecutorial team, and the judge is there. And the judge knows his work. And I saw a very subtle racism in the whole act that he did. And trying to say to the judge, you are not qualified enough to deal with this matter. And saying to the judge, he was not supposed to wish a young woman who has been harboring anger throughout all these years. And so you can see that he wants to take us back to where we come from. In that house, you have many black people. And that means that we want justice. And therefore, he wants to reverse justice. And he has been to the structures that were developed to ensure that everything that has to do with the law, the procedures and justice, how the Constitution should be applied.
Minister, I just want to take you back. I know that several people are asking why now? Why is the department only aligning themselves with this Omotoso trial? It has been ongoing for a year. And in what capacity are you speaking? Are you speaking on behalf of the ANC Women's League, or are you here in the capacity of the Department for Women?
Okay, the Women's League is an organization of women who join the ANC and have interest in the Women's League, in what it stands for. Secondly, a country responsibility is bigger than the responsibility of the Women's League. But I am here because I was groomed by women in the ANC Women's League. And secondly, we've been all watching the Omotoso trial, and it has started, but also there are other cases who have been taking positions and on without any fear or favor. And therefore it doesn't mean that we've just been sitting not doing anything. There are a number of cases we've tried to deal with.
And then as a minister, have you tried to engage with the congregants from the Jesus Dominion International Church and spoken to the women at all?
The CRL has spoken to them, and CRL is part of Chapter 9 institutions. But number two, we have members here that have been briefing us continuously. We have a young woman, Pam, who has been working with them, and ours is to strengthen her and not take over the role of responsibility she has taken over, and we're going to continue working with her.
Minister of Women in the Presidency, Bathabile Dlamini, speaking a little bit earlier on. So sharp